Hello chess students, in today's video which is dedicated to advanced players, I will show you how to play uh, with white against Leningrad variation in Dutch defense. So this is a chess lesson about Leningrad variation, about Dutch defense, Leningrad variation. Okay, d4, f5, c4, c4, knight to f6, g3, g6. So the plan with the idea to develop this bishop on g7, it is called Leningrad variation. The main difference between Leningrad variation and Stonewall defense, that in Stonewall defense black loses control under e5 square, and in Leningrad variation black wants to fight for the e5 square and want to advance e5. This is the main idea in Leningrad system for black. So g6, so main idea to play e5. And for white in Leningrad variation, the main idea is to prevent e5 break. So, and okay, knight c3, this is a main position. I recommend you to play this system against Leningrad variation. And in this position, black has plenty of options, but I think, but the main idea is, the most popular move is queen e8. Okay, recently becomes very popular c6 move, but both these options, black has idea to prepare for the e5 break. So queen e8 is, so the idea is to prepare for the e5 break immediately, and c6, the idea is to play queen c7, again with the intention to prepare a e5 break. For example, b3, queen c7. Yeah. So what to do? What to do? And for white, I think that first of all you have to remember this idea to play d5. The idea behind of this move is to take on e6. So the same idea that after queen e8 also d5. This is very important. This is the first thing which you have to remember. So now in case of e5 there is d takes e6, bishop takes e6, and very good move queen b3, and black is in trouble because b7 pawn is hanging. In case of b6, very unpleasant for black is knight to g5, the rook is hanging, the bishop is under attack. After c6, this pawn is very weak, and after bishop e5, black is in trouble. So e5 doesn't work in this position, and the most logical, maybe not the most popular move here is knight a6. So the idea that black wants to develop the pieces first of all, and then to prepare for the e5, or maybe usually the main idea for black here is to prepare for the c6 break with the intention to attack central pawn d5. And for white you have to remember that very good idea here is to make fianchetto of this bishop. So, and this is the idea behind this move, rook b1, because to prepare before break. Also, why before? Why not b3? The idea behind of this move is to take under control c5 square. So c6, d takes c6, b takes c6. Yeah, now there is no sense for white to protect this pawn, and very good options here, take here. And here white has two ideas. The first idea is to prepare to try to develop this bishop on b2 immediately, but first, okay, protect this pawn, then bishop b2. The second idea is queen to b3, and then rook to d1, and then bishop b2. But also very important that main idea, main strategy for white in this setup is to prepare for the c5 break. This is very unpleasant for black. Okay, for example, I will show you one of my games. Okay, c5, very logical idea, the main plan, but maybe this is not right moment for this plan. And first, better was to prepare for this, to play e3, knight e2, and then c5. So, but the idea of this plan that now this square is very weak, and this is a very similar situation, similar to Stonewall defense. Okay, because the e5 square is very weak. So, okay, I think that it's enough. And now a few words about c6 move, what to do. Okay, so there is no immediate idea so behind of this move. Now e5 is not a threat. Okay, and white has some useful continuations, for example, like rook b1 immediately. Yeah, as you see from the previous variation, this is a very useful continuation here. But I recommend you to start with d5 here too, because of course it depends on your level, but if you are not so very strong like some international master or something like this, it's better for you to start with this. After this, of course, take immediately. And now white has two options, b3 and queen to d3. Again, I think that b3, knight e4 doesn't work here, because this is this rook is it is not good idea for black, because after knight to d6 this is a very unpleasant position. But if it is quite complicated for you, you can start with queen d3, and now after knight e6, knight g5 or even bishop e4. But okay, what you have to realize from this position, that this bishop is strong and good idea to attack this bishop. So for this reason, knight g5 is very good idea, and also of course good idea for white, for black, for white, yeah, to destroy this bishop, to remove this bishop, because now we have a clear positional advantage due to the bishop pair, and also this bishop on g2 is very strong. So the plan for the middle game for white here is to prepare for the before b5, try to improve this bishop. So okay, now a few words about less popular continuation, knight c6, but this move is very popular behind the club players. Again, d5, knight e5 I think is more natural, but many club players like knight to e5. The idea that many club players like this type of positions, like so very simple plan because of h6, g5, f4, queen to a, queen to h5, and to attack immediately on the king side. But okay, of course, if you are very well prepared, this is a bad plan for black. But again, you don't need to study a lot here, and also you can play just simple move queen b3. I played this move for many times, and it was fantastic result for me. I get a big advantage very easily after the opening, because with this move I destroy black's plan, and now this is very complicated for black to create some attack on the king side immediately. Okay, and let me show you one of my games. So very logical. So black wants to improve this knight, c5. Okay, good idea. Bishop d7, a3. I think a3 may be not good, but okay, knight to d4. Until this moment, black shows very good play. But very important also for black side to understand here that this opening is not about immediate king side attack for black. And if you want to improve this opening for black, you have to understand that also you have to play in the center, and the main idea is to win, to take under control e4 square, to fight for this square, e4, in this square, and also to attack this center with c6. And this is a very typical situation. Sometimes b5 after c6, c takes d5, c takes d5, and b5 is also a good plan. So, and not, of course, but h6, g5 is a typical plan, but this is not the only plan. But many club players, for many club players, this is the only plan for black. So, after e5, the second plan is h6, g5, and queen h5, and checkmate. No, it's not easy. And this game shows this, for example. g5 was played, knight c5, queen h5, h3, knight e4, f4, and now white has a clear big positional advantage. After this, we have what? We have this is terrible pawn structure for black, because this pawn on e7 is very weak. So, then the game was played a4. It seems that black didn't know the plan and how to play here. So, and this is not logical. First, black wants to decided to play on the king side. Now they didn't know during the game how to improve on the king side, and so try to find some chaotic moves on the other side of the board. Knight to e4 was played in the game, and now after g5, black has to resign. In the game, black, I win the piece. Okay, it seems like some attack on the king side, but no, it's not so dangerous. Okay, so I think that for you, first of all, you have to remember that it is a good idea. It is not to avoid this knight to e5 here, and just to play queen b3. So, okay, the conclusion, few words. We play this system. This is a classical system against Leningrad variation. The main idea here for white, my recommendation is to remember d5 with the idea to prevent e5 break.